It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. The two middle schools you're about to meet have won once previously, and today's winner goes on to become the first of the final four in this year's middle school competition. Let's meet the students right now. First from Hyattsville Middle School, please say hello to Charlie Dawson, Owen Roy, and Alfredo Ruiz Malca. And from Stephen Decatur Middle School, here they are, Joshua Turman, Shelby Leach, and Celeste Walsh. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our questions go from the easy to the very difficult. The easier ones, 5 and 10 points on the left. Tougher ones, 15, 20, ultimately 25. Toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. We penalize them not at all should they miss any questions. When the buzzer rings, we will have a winner today. And let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. Owen, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Charlie, and to Alfredo. Shelby, how about yours? Very good. The green team, it's a group push over there. Shelby, Celeste, and Joshua. Good to have you here as well. Let's have a good game. Alphabetically we go, H before S, so Hyattsville and Owen, let's start the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 10, please.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, elephants, walruses, and wild boars all have these, Shelby.
Tusks.
Tusks, yes, these projecting teeth, the ivory inside, making them the target of poachers many times. Go, green.
Body systems for 15, please.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams hackers have been able to get into biometric identifiers, and they are now able to make identical copies of this colored Hyattsville.
Iris?
Iris, yes, the colored part of your eye. They're getting perfect iris matches, so they're able to trick and get entry into places where they should not be. Good. Go red.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
Get physical, 10 points. Teams between the years 1765 and 1775, 3 of the most important gases on Earth were either identified or discovered. They were atomic numbers 1, 7, and 8. Can you name all 3?
Oxygen.
Hyattsville.
Oxygen and hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen.
You got all 3. Nicely done. Very nice job there, Hyattsville. Go again. Red.
Dateline Science for 10, please.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, sadly, we just lost America's first female astronaut. Who was she? Hyattsville?
Sally Ride.
Sally Ride, absolutely right. Yes, died far too young. Go, red.
Green things for 10, please.
Green things, 10 points. Teams, this scar on the side of a tree trunk is where a branch was once attached. Hyattsville.
Graft?
Not a graft, no. This scar on the side of a tree trunk is a place where a branch was once attached. Can you tell me what it's called? It's a knot. A knot in a tree, as in knotty pine. Go red.
Science Potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, a new book called The Violinist's Thumb talks all about the beautiful abilities we have, Einstein's ability to think, violinist's ability to play, all encoded in deoxyribonucleic acid, otherwise known as
DNA.
Hyattsville?
DNA.
DNA, absolutely right. It controls just about everything we and all things on Earth do. Red.
Body systems for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, because it's so noisy in nursing homes, many residents report that they can't sleep. And since they can't sleep, this body indicator is going up sometimes 5, 6, 7 points. What's going up? Hyattsville.
Insulin?
Not insulin, no. 5, 6, 7 points. This body indicator is going up because stressed people in nursing homes aren't able to get enough sleep.
Pulse?
Not pulse, the blood pressure. The blood pressure is what we're looking for there. And Josh, I thought I heard you whisper that there. Good try, no points though. Go red.
Zuperade for 15, please.
Zuperade for 15 points. Teams, once a year, when the temperature and the humidity are just right, certain species of ants will sprout wings and go on a nuptial flight in order to do this. In order to do what, Hyattsville?
Reproduce?
Yes. Mate and then fall back to ground and then burrow in and start new colonies. Hence the humidity and the softness of the soil. But mating was the key answer, and you got that. Go.
Let's get physical for 15, please.
Yes, physical for 15 points. Your question is as follows. It's a multiple choice question. A daredevil recently jumped from 18 miles in space, and Red Bull has named a drink for him after one of the layers of the atmosphere from which he left. Hyattsville?
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere, and the drink is called Red Bull Stratos. Absolutely right. Good answer, gentlemen. Go.
Green things for 15, please.
Green things, 15 points. Multiple choice question again. If a plant loses turgor, does it set seed, does it lose its color, or does it wilt? Hyattsville?
Wilt?
It wilts, absolutely right. Turgor is the pressure inside the cells. It collapses in droughts, and down go the leaves. Form of self-preservation. Go again.
Science potpourri for 15, please.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, the reflecting pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial has recently been redone and refilled with water from the tidal basin. Problem is there's too much algae growing in there. So they're going to use O3 to get rid of it. Hyattsville? Yes, sir?
Ozone?
Ozone, absolutely right. They're pumping in ozone to kill that algae. It's an algicide. Nicely done. Go again, red.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, proof for global warming could be found very easily this summer because the ice here has almost disappeared. Hyattsville.
Arctic?
Arctic. The Arctic ice shield has almost disappeared in some areas, threatening things like polar bears up there because they rely on that ice in order to survive and hunt. All right, the buzzer has rung. 170 for Hyattsville, 60 for Stephen Decatur. Things could turn around, though, in that second half. Stephen Decatur will come back at him. We'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Don't go away.
Diet and exercise are never easy. Then again, neither is dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Most of these deaths could be prevented. Please, talk to your doctor about your risk for diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving.
I always thought being a good mother meant raising my baby myself. But when I got pregnant, I realized I wasn't ready to be a parent. So I did something I thought I could never do. I chose adoption. It was really hard, but I know my baby is with a loving family and has a very bright future.
Sometimes choosing adoption is being a good mother. Visit us at ichooseadoption.org.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. We're having a great time here in the studio. Hope you're doing the same at home. We have 6 wonderful young people here in our studio, and today's winner moves on to the finals. They'll be the first of the 4 finalists. Let's go over and find out a little bit more about our contestants in case you've missed them the first time they were on. Over to Hyattsville, Owen and Alfredo and Charlie. Gangbusters here. Again today, you guys just mesh together so well. How does this work so well? You guys must practice a lot.
Yeah, well, Charlie and I have, like 2 years ago, we were both on the same team, so we were practicing some, and, you know, it's not hard to take in a new person, and really get a connection with them over a lot of practice. So
very nicely said. And you guys you mesh so well. And this is your third year here. You started in the 6th grade, 7th. Now you're here in the 8th grade. You've been part of championship teams. And Alfredo, you're joining as the rookie, but you've stepped up and you're a real asset to the team. Let's go back a couple steps here. Who's the principal over there at Hyattsville, Owen?
Miss Kimberly Washington.
Thank you. And I know she's out there rooting for you. And Mr. Howard Knights is your sponsor. And you have a whole list of alternates, and they'll be out with Mr. Knights in just a few moments. And I know both you and Charlie are aiming for MIT. You both have engineering dreams, and I'm sure they'll be fulfilled. Owen, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I don't have a lot of spare time because a lot of swim team, violin, all that, and homework, it takes up a lot, but I like reading a lot, so.
Very good. And you are a very busy young man. You're musically inclined as well, and I know you play the violin, is that correct? So you've got a full plate, and your discipline shows. You really bring a lot to this game here. Charlie, how about you? Do you have any spare time?
Not really. Some. I like reading too.
What keeps you busy?
I like reading.
Okay.
A lot.
And are you on a swim team as well?
Yeah, the same one as Owen.
Same one as Owen. So you guys, you're good friends, I can tell.
Yeah.
And that is a big asset here today. Alfredo, how about you? What do you like to do in your spare time, if you have any?
Well, sometimes I like to practice soccer in my backyard or read some science stuff.
Very good. And what do you hope to do someday, Alfredo?
Become a nuclear engineer.
Nuclear engineer, because we talked about that before. Engineering is a common theme here at the Hyattsville team. And so obviously you're good math students as well as science students. Nice to have you guys back. And Stephen Decatur, you guys are here for the first time on set. And you're doing remarkably well. Last time you had great scores, and I know you're going to do better in the second half here. These guys are fast on the buzzer. You're just going to have to jump on there a little faster. Shelby, tell me about Stephen Decatur. Where is it?
It's in Clinton.
Down in Clinton. And who's your principal?
Mr. Barry Cyrus.
Wonderful. He's a great principal down there. And you're wearing matching red today because you're all 8th graders, is that right? And do you have 6th, 7th, and 8th in your school, or just 7th and 8th?
We have 6,
7, and 8. Very good. And tell me about any alternates. Did you have some on your team?
We have 4.
4. We'll bring them out a little bit later, and they'll share the dais with you and your sponsor. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Anglin.
Miss Anglin, yes. First year. She's doing a great job. We appreciate her work and Mr. Knight's work. And Shelby, tell me about, I was asking the guys about spare time. I know you're a busy young lady, too. You've got so many things going on in your life. If you have a few spare minutes, what do you like to do?
Generally just listen to music or mess around on my computer, draw, just...
Normal stuff, right? Just normal stuff. Things that you don't have to be on, because I know you like to sing. And what else do you do in your spare time?
I was trying to teach myself how to play my guitar, but it's really difficult to teach yourself something like that.
Yeah, I bet it would be. But something tells me you could do it. I respect what you bring to this game here. You're committed. I know you were an alternate last year, and it's nice to see you up here in the majors. Celeste, nice to have you with us today. An aspiring social worker, you're welcome. And tell me about, I know you live on Andrews, and I know you love to swim. What else don't we know about you that we would like to?
I'm in multiple clubs at school. I'm in newspaper. I do morning announcements, and I'll be in SGA, which is Student Government Association.
Wow. So on the morning announcements, are you an anchor person?
Yeah, me and Raissa and Maria and my friend Carolyn from school.
Wonderful. So that explains your poise here on camera. You're used to this, being under the lights. Joshua, nice to have you here. Young man, you bring a lot to the game. How do you know so much science?
Well, I have a lot of, encyclopedias at home, mostly about animals. So when I have free time, I usually look up on those.
Yeah, and I know you're interested in herpetology, the study of reptiles. And I love to hear you say encyclopedias, because now in the Wikipedia age and the Google age, to hear someone use encyclopedias is real refreshing, because I think they're great, even though sometimes they get a little out of date as we go along. It's nice to have you here, Josh. Let's get back to our game. 60 for Decatur, 170 for Hyattsville. Red team. Last correct answer, so start us out, Owen.
Let's get physical for 20, please.
Physical for 20 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. This is a Galileo thermometer, a close-up of one. These are great. A lot of people use them as a decorative object, and they do measure temperature because they're filled with water, which as it warms, changes in what de-initialed quality? Hyattsville?
Density?
Yeah, the density changes, and that causes those balls filled with vegetable oil to go up and down. And you can see there were little numbers on there to indicate the temperature. Very interesting idea. Go, Red.
Line science for 20, please.
Dateline for 20 points. Team Samuel Massey, a famed chemist for whom one of our elementary schools, one of our academies is named, worked on the Manhattan Project, which was involved in developing Hyattsville.
The atomic bomb.
The atomic bomb, absolutely right. The atomic bomb, a weapon of mass destruction. Go again, Red.
Zoo parade for 20, please.
Zoo parade, 20 points. Teams in Finding Nemo, the sharks tried to be herbivorous, but they didn't succeed. But the largest shark in the world is indeed, Stephen Decatur.
The whale shark?
The whale shark is right. Thank you, Josh. Huge thing, and it's a filter feeder. Nice answer. Go green.
Zoo parade for 25, please.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category. Look at the monitor again, if you would, please. Teams, there's a new book out called Friends Forever, and it's all about two cephalopods. Who are they?
Octopi. Octopi and squid.
That's exactly right. An octopus and a squid are there. You got yourself 25 extra points. Go green.
Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, we all know the words paraplegia and quadriplegia. But if someone is a hemiplegic, what part of their body does not work? Hyattsville?
The half of their body, usually the lower half.
Not quite. Not quite. Stephen Decatur, someone who is a hemiplegic has what part of the body that does not function properly?
The blood?
No. Oh, and you were closer by saying half, but it's half this way, longitudinally. Usually it's a result of a stroke affecting the opposite side. Good thing. That was a tough question, but you both made good attempts at that. Go again, please, Shelby.
Science potpourri for 20. Please.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, it was back in 1886 that they determined that the prime meridian would go through Greenwich, England. That is the 0 degree for what imaginary? Hyattsville?
Latitude?
Not latitude. The prime meridian that goes through Greenwich, England is marked 0. It is the first of what lines that measure distances east and west?
Longitude.
Longitude, absolutely right. All right, you got that one by default. Okay, earn this one now. Go green. And you're above the century mark now. Good. All right, the green team had got that one correct as longitude, correct? All right, so the green team has the advantage now. All right, go Shelby.
Green things for 20, please.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, Phragmites are the reeds that you see growing all along the shores of the Chesapeake Bay. They're kind of a pest. They're halophytic, meaning they can survive in soils that have a large amount of this in them. Stephen Decatur.
Water?
Not water. No, good try. Halophytic plants, as are the Phragmites that you find on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay, are so named because they can tolerate a large amount of what in the soil?
Nitrogen?
Salt. Salt. Halo is a prefix for salt, as in halite. Try again, Shelby.
Green things for 25, please.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, the only tree on Earth whose trunk does not get wider in diameter as it gets older is this tropical tree that also supports no branches. Hyattsville.
Palm tree?
Palm trees, absolutely right. Palm trees. Another 25 for Hyattsville. Good job there, guys. Go.
Let's get physical for 25, please.
Get physical for 25 points. Teams, AC can stand for air conditioning, but Nikola Tesla built a coil to produce this AC. Hyattsville.
Alternating current?
You betcha. Alternating current it is. Go. Red.
Dateline science for 25, please.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, Neil Armstrong died recently. He was the first man on the moon, and he said they left the article A out of his famous statement. That's one small step for a man and one what? Finish it.
Giant leap for mankind.
Got it. Good. Green. Thank you. Go Shelby.
Potpourri for 25, please.
Potpourri for 25. Lots of initials. Listen carefully. In the ICU, in the intensive care unit, sometimes doctors do not perform CPR.
Oh.
Owen, what do you want to tell us?
CPR stands for...
We're going to go over to the green team. In the ICU, the intensive care unit, Decatur, sometimes doctors do not perform CPR because the patient has a DNR. Meaning what? Do not resuscitate. Go again, green.
Body systems for 25, please.
Body systems, 25 points. Teams, author and Apple founder Steve Jobs had an insulinoma, which was the cause of his death because the insulinoma was found on what organ? Hyattsville.
Pancreas.
Pancreas, that's right. Good, go, red.
Can we have Dayline Science for 5?
Dayline for 5 points. Teams, your question is as follows. It's very sad at the National Zoo these days because this cub died and it never had a name. Stephen Decatur?
Polar.
Not polar, no. Hyattsville?
Panda?
Panda, the baby panda, yes. Mi Zhang's panda, the 5th one that she was unable to sustain. Go again, please, red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, last summer, the transit of this planet. Hyattsville?
Venus?
Venus, yeah, it went across the sun. It looked like a beauty mark on the bottom of the sun there as it passed in front of it. A kind of planetary eclipse. Red.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. The villain in the latest Spider-Man movie was named Shelby.
Reptile.
What kind?
The lizard.
Yeah, the lizard. You better get that one, herpetologist man. Okay, go green.
Body systems for 5, please.
Body systems for 5 points, teams. One of Snow White's dwarfs was named for this cough through the nose. Hyattsville.
Sneezy?
Sneezy is right, yep. Go again, Owen.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, if you run an electric current through this green thing, which is a brined cucumber, it will glow in the dark, Decatur.
The pickle.
The pickle is right. And Potpourri for 5 points. He keeps amazing himself over there. You got a lot of things going right there, Josh. Science Potpourri for 5 points. Cleopatra the spider aboard the International Space Station recently formed a perfect web in outer space, even though it's in what? Hyattsville?
Microgravity.
Microgravity or reduced gravity or 0G. And that brings us to the end of the game. Looks like Hyattsville is headed to the winner's circle, the first of our final 4. We'll be back with the wrap-up in a moment. Don't go away.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities. Service learning makes school exciting by connecting the classroom with community service projects.
Before service learning, I was just an ordinary student causing mischief during class. After service learning started, I got so involved into it, I started paying attention more, picked up my grades.
Okay, very good.
Service learning absolutely drives academic success.
Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way.
The great thing about service learning is it gives you this opportunity to go out into the world and do things hands-on.
Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Service learning can make a difference in your school. Visit Learn and Serve America at learnandserve.gov to find out how.
I knew I needed help paying for college. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I used to make worksheets for my friends to do. No one ever wanted to come over. My guidance counselor told me about federal student aid, and my mom helped me fill out the free application. I got the grants and loans that made school possible. There is a way to pay for school. You just have to find it. My name is Caitlin. I'm going to be a special education teacher. I'm going to live my dream.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. One word, impressive, describes what happened here today. At this level, all 6 of our students acquitted themselves beautifully. We're proud of all of them. Our final tally today is Stephen Decatur 160, Hyattsville 305. Congratulations to the white team over here, Charlie and Owen and Alfredo with their white shirts. And Mr. Knights, I know how proud you are, the sponsor of the team, and the shadow players back there at Hyattsville, Sarah and Nestor and Juliana. Congratulations, you're part of the Final Four. Stephen Decatur, I know it's hard to smile over there, but you guys, with no experience, have done remarkably well making it to this level. Miss Anglin, first year for you. Again, a remarkable team over there, and they're all smiling back there because they know they've done well. Wave to everybody, Mireya and Queena and Tony and Raisa. You did a remarkable job, and we're so happy that you were here. Make sure you come back and play our game again. And we hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.